Today, Gemini says DCG missed a massive payment it owed to bankrupt crypto lender Genesis. NFTs from bankrupt crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital fetched nearly $2.5 million at auction. And Strike CEO Jack Mallers discusses the company's expansion plans from the sidelines of Bitcoin 2023. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Pippa Stevens. Major cryptocurrencies are pretty much flat to start the week. Bitcoin is once again trading below the $27,000 level, and Ether is right around $1,800. At the same time, Solana was taking a hit this morning, falling below $20. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. First up, Gemini said that Digital Currency Group missed a $630 million payment owed to Genesis. In an update on Gemini's site, the crypto exchange also wrote that if no deal is reached, Gemini and other parties are proposing an amended reorganization plan with Genesis that doesn't require DCG's approval. Gemini has been trying to recoup $900 million of client funds that it lent to DCG subsidiary Genesis to generate yields for its interest-bearing Gemini Earn accounts. Crypto lender Genesis filed for bankruptcy in January. Now, we reached out to DCG, and in a statement sent to us, a spokesperson said the crypto-focused VC firm, quote, continues to be engaged with the various stakeholders in the Genesis capital restructuring process pursuant to the 30-day mediation period entered into by all parties on May 1st. Next, Sotheby's just auctioned 7 NFTs from Three Arrows Capital and netted nearly $2.5 million in the process. The auction house noted that the NFT Fidenza 725 got the highest price at more than $1 million. According to DApp Radar, that NFT was valued around $342,000 back in 2021 when the now bankrupt crypto hedge fund bought it. According to a February memo from one of the court-appointed liquidators, the auction was part of liquidating Three Arrows Capital. The company was the first major crypto firm to go bankrupt last year, brought down by the collapse of Luna and Terra USD. At the time, Three Arrows estimated its assets at around $1 billion, with its NFT collection valued at about $22 million. That's according to a filing seen by crypto news site The Block. All right, on to our main story. At Bitcoin 2023 in Miami Beach, Strike announced it's expanding to 65 markets around the world, including in Eastern Europe, Asia, and the Caribbean. It also announced the company's global headquarters will move to El Salvador. Crypto World's Mackenzie Sigalos spoke with Jack Mallers about that announcement at the conference. Take a listen.
Big announcement. You're launching the app in 65 different countries. Walk me through how significant this is for Strike and for the Lightning Network.
We think it's a huge deal. One of the best parts about Bitcoin is it carries these properties of the internet. It's an open network and it's digital open property that can be used by billions of people. And it's been a journey for us as a company to serve billions of people, but now's the time and we're super excited about it. We think it's a huge deal.
So somebody who doesn't understand how Strike works, what does this change? Now that you're launching in 65 different countries, what's possible now?
So we care a little bit less about the country specific and more about, my favorite line is we're launching to 3 billion new people, which is almost half of the global population, is what excites us the most. The biggest change should be obvious, is that 3 billion more people can open an account on our platform and access what we do. And so we make payments better, we give you access to Bitcoin. Our mission statement as a company is better money. And so being able to deliver better money to 3 billion more people is huge. And if you look at the map of our markets, it's actually predominantly the global south. It's effectively all Central America, Latin America, and throughout Africa. So we're pretty excited to take better money to a market that we think needs it. I was going to curse. We're pumped. We're pumped.
You know, one thing I've been thinking a lot about since March, when you had the fall of SVB and Silvergate and Signature, like with 2 of those banks, you also lost 2 of the most prominent payment networks, Signet with Signature and then Sen with Silvergate. And so it's my understanding that some crypto firms are just taking on a lot of extra risk after hours, on weekends, because there hasn't been a major payment network to really step in to fill that void. What does that mean for your business?
To be honest with you, a lot of the mess in America means either nothing or a lot. Like we've gotten a lot of new business and a lot of growth, and we haven't had any issues because we don't offer anything outside of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only crypto asset we offer. We're very clear. We think Bitcoin is open digital infrastructure and a public property utility for the world. And so we don't touch anything that the SEC is worried about. We don't have any issues opening any bank accounts. So we're very proud of the conviction that we've had and where value is real in this industry, is that no one's knocking on our door. I haven't gotten a Wells notice, no bank accounts worried about me. And in fact, we're growing and we're launching to billions of more people, and the product offering is resonating to a lot of people, no matter what the Fed does, no matter what Vitalik Buterin does, no matter what the Solana Foundation does. We don't care. And I think that matters because a lot of people are having a lot of issues trying to put up with that stuff. And so we're pretty proud. And long answer, sorry to your question, is no, my business doesn't care about any of that stuff.
But I mean, okay, but also because of the banking crisis, you've seen this drop in liquidity. And, you know, there's this narrative around Operation Choke Point 2.0, like kind of closing these rails between fiat and Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And while that may not affect the way that you're transferring funds because you're operating with Bitcoin and dollar-pegged stablecoins, as you mentioned, I mean, I have to imagine that like less money in the crypto ecosystem in general, like not being able to onboard that is going to be a headwind.
Yeah, so we don't, like, unfortunately, the crypto ecosystem is somehow coupled with Bitcoin. We don't see it that way, and you'd be shocked at how much of banks and the wider industry and regulators actually don't see it that way either. I'm not in the crypto industry. I'm not.
But even getting money into the Bitcoin ecosystem, if you're blocking those payment on and off rails between fiat and Bitcoin.
I think people are blocking them because these same businesses are also serving what are potentially securities, also potentially fraudulent, and so it's all coupled in one. But for my business, we haven't had issues of customers getting us money. Customers want Bitcoin, customers want better payments. We've had no problems. And so a lot of the crypto downfall, we've actually seen growth and accruing of value. You know, I think when the Fed raises rates this fast and liquidity dries up in the world, this isn't specific to Bitcoin, value has to reconcentrate to where it's real. And I think you're starting to see obviously where that is. The Jack Dorseys, the Michael Saylors, like my business, we're not having issues. In fact, we're having a really interesting time changing the world. But folks I won't directly name seem to be like parading around DC begging for a particular outcome. And I don't have that problem. I don't know how else to say it, but I mean, I don't think banks are particularly concerned on giving retail investors access to an open public utility like corn or soybeans or aluminum. Bitcoin is owned by no one, operated by everyone. It's an open public utility. We've never had an issue telling a bank that we give retail customers access to open public utility. It's if someone were to sell something that's run and orchestrated out of a foundation or a private group, is when they have a lot of questions and have a lot of concerns on giving you access to their system.
What kind of projections are you looking at for transaction volume now that you're launching in 65 more markets?
We, even without this, will do in the billions of dollars of volume through our system this year. And we think that this should grow us a lot. Like, what's the size of the addressable market in the United States of America? Well, it depends how you look at it. 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, but then to go to 3 billion, and especially too, is where you're talking about markets that may value Bitcoin more, may value access to the US dollar more, may value better payments more. These are markets where Visa's share in payments is not 80, 90%, but actually 10, 20% at times. And so we're hopeful, we're excited, we're actually meeting demand that we've heard, this less assumption-based and more based on a reaction to our own customers. But I don't know if I want to make any promises, right? But billions for sure, and we think hopefully over the next few years, tens of billions is in our future.
Is the goal to disrupt Visa, MasterCard, FedNow, ACH pay? Like, what's the end goal here of Strike if everything goes right?
I don't think it just has to be so abrasive. I think I get a lot of flack, and the industry gets a lot of flack of being here to ruin the party for others. And I think we're here to make money better. I think everyone in the world would say that there's a problem with money right now. my groceries are too expensive, my banks are failing. I think everyone on planet Earth is having an issue with money, and we think we can help. We think Bitcoin can help, we think the Lightning Network can help, and that's all we're trying to do. If that ends up manifesting in a way that people use certain technologies instead of a Visa, or certain technologies instead of a SWIFT, or saving in something like Bitcoin instead of something like real estate or gold or US Treasuries, then so be it. But I'm here to make payments better and money better, and I think that's what Stripe looks like, is hopefully 10 years from now, money's better because of the role we've played.
Last question for you. Is there anything that keeps you up at night when you think about the work that you're doing, the Bitcoin industry, more, not industry, but Bitcoin space more generally?
Do you know what, Mackenzie? Honestly, no. The thing that keeps me up the most at night is I do truly believe in my heart of hearts. I'm going to sound like a weird gold bug. I do think that this is unprecedented times at the central bank level. I think the Federal Reserve has never mismanaged as much as they have. I think you'll see the US dollar not get back to its 2% inflation target. In 2022 was the largest year of central banks' allocation to gold. When people say the US dollar is losing its reserve currency status, who's taking it? Is it the yuan? Is it the euro? No. If you look at the numbers, everyone's getting out of nation-state currency because of the level of mismanagement. And so I just generally hope that humanity has a lot of love and kindness towards each other, because what keeps me up at night is how this is going to play out. And so I'm putting my working hat on, and I'm going to try and be right in the heart of it and help out. But that's what keeps me is the state of central banks and the US dollar.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
We have many more interviews for you from Bitcoin 2023. Tomorrow, you'll hear from Mike Brock, the head of Block's decentralized platform TBD. We'll see you then.